Now at 6, a Pineville, Missouri woman enters a plea in the kidnapping and murder of a pregnant Arkansas woman. Plus, high-speed internet will soon make its way to more rural Kansas communities, and a local fire department gets funding for a new fire truck thanks to a wind farm.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A plea today in a horrific area kidnapping and murder case that drew national headlines. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. 44-year-old Amber Waterman of Pineville, Missouri, had been accused of kidnapping and killing an Arkansas woman in order to take her unborn child. Today, Waterman pleaded guilty to 1 count of kidnapping resulting in death and 1 count of causing the death of a child in utero. The victim was Ashley Bush. She was 31 weeks pregnant when she was lured to a meeting with her killer in Maysville, Arkansas. That was back in October of 2022. Waterman had contacted Bush through Facebook, offering the possibility of a job. After her disappearance, authorities responded to reports of a baby girl who was not breathing in the Pineville, Missouri area. That child died. Waterman first claimed she had given birth to the child, but later admitted it was Bush's baby. While searching Waterman's property, authorities found the burned remains of the mother. An autopsy indicated Bush had died of penetrating trauma of the torso, and the death was classified as a homicide. Waterman now faces a mandatory sentence of life in prison without parole for each of those 2 deaths. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be a hot one once again for us today. Most of us low to mid 90s for afternoon highs, and that's where we're sitting outside right now. It's 93 in Joplin, 93 is where we stand in Pittsburgh. And you can check out the temps: 92 Carthage, 94 in Anderson, 95 Veneta, 95 in Neodesha, and then Fort Scott is sitting at 93 degrees. Plus, look at our heat indices. Most of us, it feels about 100 to about 105 degrees across the region. Excessive heat warning is in effect once again for us tomorrow, and then along and south of I-44, we are dealing with a heat advisory. Had some clouds, a couple little spitting showers. Most of us have been dry. Most of us will stay dry as we go through the evening hours, as we slide back through the 80s to near 80 later on tonight. It gets even hotter. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
We'll catch you in a few. A lot of Kansas families could soon have easier access to broadband internet. $10 million in grants have gone toward internet service providers for broadband acceleration in rural Kansas counties. That's statewide. And nearly $1 million of that goes to some southeast Kansas counties. Reporter Melissa Alexis has details.
For not only our community members to access information, but for our business members as well.
Robin Shelley is the Iola Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, and she's seen the struggle of unreliable internet connection in her own household when her daughter was taking an online class.
She was right in the middle of an exam and it just stopped. And so she's stressing already for statistics, she's stressing for an exam, and then to have the internet just completely stop and lose everything, which meant, guess what grade she received on that exam? A 0.
She says lack of reliable internet connection makes it difficult to access services like telehealth. She also says it makes it difficult to even Google something or order merchandise, which has been detrimental to small businesses in Allen County.
The small business that are either home-based business, which we have quite a few at the chamber here, or even our downtown merchants around the square, they rely on internet for marketing, for communication, for social media.
QuickCom is a Kansas internet provider, and they received 2 grants of $950,000 from the state of Kansas towards connecting Coffee County and Allen County to high-speed internet. He says some Allen County families have difficulty using streaming services, joining Zoom calls, or even accessing their emails.
When we were doing an interview with the state, we had quite a few residents and community leaders that were willing to be part of this and partner with us on this important project, and they were having a difficult time just logging into Zoom.
Sofer is the Director of Business Development at QuickCom, and he says this will benefit cell phone signal as this service helps connect cell phone towers. He says QuickCom will tackle this issue as well.
Very serious problem in many of our rural communities, and so to being able to take care of an entire swath of area of over 90% of residents and being able to provide them fiber connectivity at an affordable rate.
Sofer says they hope to implement this service by the middle of 2025. Reporting in Allen County, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
QuickCom will provide 332 premises with broadband technology. The grant supports a Kansas initiative to support rural revitalization. Local fire department is getting a little boost courtesy of the wind. Sorta, kinda, indirectly. Crawford County, Kansas commissioners have voted to help the Hepler Fire Department pay for a fire truck using money received from the Jayhawk Wind Farm in Hepler.
They have their own struggles just like any other community. They're living in the midst of wind farm right now, and the money we get in payment in lieu of taxes, not tax money, but in lieu of taxes, to try to help that community that, embrace that wind farm.
Commissioners voted to provide nearly $36,000 from the Wind Farm Fund to help pay for the fire truck replacement. The Oklahoma City Thunder rolls into Carthage today for our basketball camp. John Dale's going to have that story for us coming up later in sports. But first, every year, tens of thousands of visitors make their way to Carthage for Marian Days. KOAM's Tanya Bach is going to dig into where everyone stays during the event. Carthage is celebrating the prospect of more reliable electric power. A ribbon cutting at the Carthage Water and Electric Plant today marks the completion of a project aimed at reducing power outages. Officials say the 69 kilovolt transmission line renovations will help them keep the power on for the thousands of customers they serve. During the ceremony, the plant also recognized a pair of retirees who worked on the original transmission line. That was way back in 1961. Marian Days kicks off this Thursday in Carthage. The year organizers expect this year more than 60,000 people to attend the annual Vietnamese Catholic celebration. Many of the attendees are already in town, as you might imagine. KOAM's Tanya Bach shows us how the community is welcoming them with a place to stay.
That's this lamp. I don't think I got this lamp.
Diana Fields is making the final preparations for her house guests this week. She's hosting 3 families during this year's Marian Days celebration. The annual Vietnamese Catholic event draws in tens of thousands of visitors to Carthage, Missouri, and they all need a place to stay.
All the hotels in the 4 cities around here are packed.
The annual pilgrimage packs hotels and converts Carthage homes like Fields into Airbnbs for the week. Thousands even choose to brave the heat, camping in tents in neighborhoods surrounding the campus of the Congregation of the Mother Co-Redemptrix. Father Paul Tran says Marian Days is not just about religion, it's a family reunion.
Right in the middle of the United States, so people from everywhere that, like here, the extended family cannot stay in one place, so it's hard to visit everybody, but they make this as a vacation.
They've been here, and it's usually their relatives. That way we know that they're vetted through Airbnb.
Fields says she and her husband started hosting in 2018.
But there's big followings of Vietnamese people in San Diego, it seems like Texas. We've had some from Colorado, from Iowa, just from all over the country. I was in high school during the Vietnam War, so I don't really know a lot about it, and it's been interesting to hear them talk about when their parents, because these are like second generation Vietnamese that came over from Vietnam to escape the war and everything. And they just talk about how, they came here, their parents worked really hard, they were met with a lot of obstacles, prejudice, because the war was very controversial. But they watched their parents work really hard and create a life here. They have a strong belief in God, strong family values, and we can relate to that.
A cultural experience Fields says she gets through hosting, something she plans to do for years to come.
As long as we're here, because we're really in a convenient place for them, and it works out really good.
Reporting in Carthage, Missouri, Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Marian Days runs through Sunday and is open for you and your family and everyone to attend. A little bit later, the Cards and Royals in action tonight. John Dales has a preview and the latest update from the Olympics coming up in sports.
Plus, it's going to get hotter as we go through the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, a hot one for us today. Temperatures got up into low to mid 90s for most of us. We did have a lot of clouds earlier today, so that kept our temps down just a bit. But still, some areas approached 100 during the afternoon. Here's a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Of course, Cornell is 7th and Joplin Street, looking right through downtown. 90 in Stockton, 93 in Neosho, Lamar 91, Grand Lake sitting at 95. Pittsburgh 93, 97, and Independence Yates Center, also Chanute. We can go outside here, 7th and Rangeline sitting at 93, south winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And of course, our winds have been a little bit on the high side as we've gone through the daytime hours today. Humidity is up there as well. Dew points kind of sitting in that 70 to 75 degree range. So that makes it feel muggy to kind of soupy outside, and we're going to see that as well over the next few days. So in return, you get the wonderful heat index. Feels like 106 is Nevada, Stockton feels like 106 in Independence, 107 in Nowata, and these are going to creep up as well over the next few days. Through the evening, slide back through the 90s, 80s. We only bottom out right around 80 later on tonight. At least we have a little bit of a breeze. We got those southerly winds kind of kicking in at about 10 to 15 to 20 miles per hour, which makes it a little bit better, but stays breezy tonight. Winds gusting 20 upwards to 30 through the day. Tomorrow we're going to have winds gusting 15, 20 upwards to about 25, and then sticking around all the way into Thursday. So it is going to be breezy as we go through the next couple days. Excessive heat warning. This magenta along and north of I-44, heat advisories south of Interstate 44. You can see the clouds kind of pushing through, now kind of falling apart, but we had some isolated little tiny showers, especially southeastern Kansas earlier this evening. These are pretty much gone, maybe a sprinkle or two, and that is just about it. Let me walk you through time tonight. Partly to mostly clear skies. We drop back only right around 80. So it's going to be warm, sticky tonight. As we go through the morning hours, low to mid 90s by noon. I think most of us will top out near 100. 98 in Nevada, 98 in Anderson, 99 in Pittsburgh, 102 once you get out toward Fredonia. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms out to our west, but watch as they drive in, they just kind of fall apart. So the best chance to get any rain is going to be on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. And then on Thursday, hot and humid, a few thunderstorms try to get going in the afternoon, and our temperatures again, upper 90s to near 100 degrees by the time we go into Thursday afternoon. Day planner for you tomorrow, 92 by noon, high temp of 99 degrees, plus our heat indices. They're going to be way up there. Look at this, 105 to about 110 as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Alert days the next 2 days due to those high heat indices. Even when we cool down a bit, we still mid to upper 90s, so it's going to be a very hot week. I'm sure that you are very happy to come back to the heat from your nice vacation. I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back.
I enjoyed it so much, Doug. We went with, my wife Kay and I went with about 30 or so other people, great group of people, to 3 national parks, to Yellowstone and Glacier National Park and the Grand Tetons. Saw lots of stunningly beautiful sights, and best of all, we met a lot of great people.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we had fun. Hope we get to do it again. Shout out to my fellow travelers. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Team USA brings more gold medals back from the Olympics, several more medals, and the Oklahoma City Thunder come to the 4 states to hold a youth basketball camp. John Dales has those stories and a lot more. It's coming up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Early this morning in Carthage, dozens of young basketball players get the chance to learn from the Oklahoma City Thunder at their Hustle Camp, which has been sold out for months. The Oklahoma City Thunder Youth Basketball Camp takes place at the Carthage YMCA this morning. The Thunder bring their drumline, dancers, as well as their starting small forward, Jalen Williams, who averaged just under 20 points per game last season. Camp is divided into 2 sessions for different age groups, 3 hours apiece, and helps young players learn the fundamentals of the game as well as having some fun.
I think camp is going well, man. We have a lot of kids show up, 65, 70 kids show up and got a great energy in here to the building. All the kids are learning and having fun. That's the biggest thing about camp, is just having fun, make sure the kids enjoy themselves for the time that they're here. Oh man, it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I've been coaching myself for about 6-7 years now, man. I enjoy it a lot. Like giving back to the community and the youth and the kids, seeing them grow and like learning the game of basketball, it's fun for me. I love it.
The Joplin Outlaws continued their road trip tonight. On Sunday, they lost both ends of a doubleheader to the Shadowcats in Sherman, Texas. After a day off, Joplin plays another road doubleheader tonight in Texarkana. First contest just getting underway as we come on the air. First pitch was about 10 minutes ago. Second end is scheduled to begin at 8:05. Both of these will be 7-inning games. Outlaws have just 10 days left in the regular season. I'll give you a score update from both of these later tonight at 9 and 10. To Major League Baseball, Cardinals play the Rangers tonight. An hour ahead of the deadline, they reportedly trade outfielder Dylan Carlson to Tampa Bay. Now, the Redbirds tonight are going up against 3-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer. He's the expected starting pitcher for the Rangers. First pitch is at 6:45 in St. Louis. Over in Kansas City, Royals made a trade this afternoon just ahead of the deadline with the team they're playing tonight. They acquire Paul DeJong from the White Sox, so he just switches dugouts during batting practice a couple hours ago. KC tries to improve its record to 11-1 against the White Sox. First pitch is at 7:10. Over in the NFL, this has been making waves online today. The surprise onside kick is officially dead. As part of the league's new kickoff rules, teams have to announce beforehand if they intend to attempt an onside kick. On top of that, onside attempts cannot happen until the fourth quarter, and only the team that is trailing at that point can perform them. For fans upset by this change, good news is, so far this rule is only in effect for the 2024 season.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Crawford County Mental Health celebrates the opening of its new Children's Services location. Plus, with some warm nights on the horizon, we're going to have some tips to stay cool after dark and how field trips for shelter dogs benefit both animals and humans. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Heading into August and the temperature just what you would expect.
Yeah, super hot outside, plus the humidity is up there. That's why we have alert days over the next couple days due to excessive heat warnings and also heat advisories. High temps right around 100, heat indices about 110 during the afternoons.
Too hot, if you ask me. Final sports note.
A little bit more on a local Olympian. I mentioned Derek Mine. He takes 5th place in trap shooting. That's a big improvement from 2020, where he took 24th place in that same event.
I'm sure he's very proud, as he should be. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.